right. All right. I think we're on here. We're on live. Ruben Obed, trans live from GB Music Group Studios in Dorado, Puerto Rico. And I'm talking a little bit here about solar. About solar. All right, guys. Many of you who know me, you know what I'm about. They know that I live in Puerto Rico. And I went through Hurricane Maria like many of us. And I was without power for, about a year. Um, and during that time, I started building a solar system, with batteries and whatnot. And I have on my channel a couple of videos showcasing, the system that I built. But I've seen a lot of people, especially here in Puerto Rico now, they're getting rid of their solar panels. They're selling them. They're selling their solar panels, and a lot of people, it's because they feel that, oh well, the worst is over already. So and the grid seems like it's stable. So they're selling their equipment. Now, I think it's very unwise what they're doing, because what happens is this: part of the reason why I believe they are selling their solar panels here in Puerto Rico is uh, due to a high expectation. Because a lot of people, they don't know about solar, so they think, okay, well, I buy a 100-watt panel and I should be able to run fans and lights and TVs, and they spend this money and they think they're spending a lot. They might buy 200-watt panels and they're like, oh, I spent a lot of money. The reality is, solar panels don't produce that much. You know what I'm saying? And in order for you to have a system where you could live off of 24/7 and continue to live the lifestyle that you're living, then you're gonna have you spend a hell of a lot of money. You gotta spend at least $20,000-$30,000 to pull that off. If you want to be running dryers and air conditioners. Now, when I went through Hurricane Maria, one thing is certain: I couldn't stand the heat. The heat was driving me crazy. I begged for a fan. I wish I had a fan. So that's how I base my philosophy on solar. I base it on the extreme necessities. You know, um I basically said another thing I couldn't stand was the fact that there was no way of drinking something cold. The stores had no ice. There was literally no ice. And then if you went to buy something cold at the store, by the time you made the line, which was exorbitantly long, your drink was already hot. So it's like you couldn't coordinate having a hot meal and a cold drink because it was nearly impossible. You know, so when I started building my system, those were two things that I really took into account. That I needed a fan, and I needed, honestly, something cold to drink. So I started building my system. I bought a little thermal refrigerator, you know, and I started building my battery system. And those two little minimal things that, you know, because I wasn't talking about running an entire fridge, or no, minimalistic. And I think that if you have a system, a solar system, and it's a small system, you have to change your mentality. You can't think that um you're gonna continue living the same exact life that you're doing without, as if you had electricity. It's not practical. Now, right now, this is my recording studio. I'm gonna give you all a little view of it. All right, I'm gonna give you a little view of it right now. All right, just a little tour. You guys see this? You see all that? Right now, I'm running on solar. I'm running on solar. My lighting over here is running on solar. I got my little emergency pantry over there. Okay. Now, why am I running this off of solar right now? Well, I'm running my studio off of solar just to show this video. Right now, to have everything like this, plus my fridge inside the house and whatnot, I spend at least $1,500 to $2,000, and I could run everything for maybe, I don't know, 14, 15 hours at most. Because this might look like a lot, but I'm only drawing 20 amps. You see what I'm saying? 20 amps. You know, actually, let me make a correction. At the present time, I'm saying 20 amps, but the kitchen fridge is not on. So it's a little, if I turn on the kitchen fridge, the amperage obviously goes up. But at the moment, the entire house, okay, with the exception of the refrigerator and obviously and the air conditioner right now, I don't have it on the system, but basically the entire house with it, counting my little refrigerator, the little Coca-Cola fridge that I have, that easily it's 20 amps. Now, I have a 516 amp hour battery bank, and then aside from that, I have another 121 amp hour battery with a separate inverter. So, in case of a power outage, I got enough power to get me for most of the day comfortably with a fan on, having a cold drink, having lights on. I could watch TV. I could play PlayStation. I could go on online. I have my Wi-Fi router on. You know what I'm saying? Realistically, for 15, 16 hours. Um, that's that's the reality of my system. You know, um, but I'm not living totally off grid. You know what I'm saying? And that's not my intent. Because right now, I like having the air conditioner on. I like, having my batteries just topped off, waiting for an emergency. I like that. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to do this to show you guys that if you build up a little battery system, you know, and you do it properly, you could get a lot of juice out of a couple of batteries. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, this whole studio right now is on battery power, with the exception of the air conditioner, and everything else is on. TV, my mixing console, my in the background, all of that. You know, so solar is a wonderful thing, and if you have the money to invest in a big system that can run and be totally autonomous, hey, more power to you. But most of the time, we're gonna get a power outage. A couple hours maybe. So I don't worry about that. Now, on the same note, if I start running out of power after 14, 15 hours, and I see that my batteries are at 50%, then it's time for turn the generator on. I have two backup fuel generators, little 800 to 1,000 amp, I'm 1,000 watt generators, 2 cycle, very simple, minimalistic. They fill up with 1 gallon of gas. You know what I'm saying? And they'll run all night. They'll run all night. You'll run your fan. They'll charge your batteries. So that's what I'm saying, guys. The whole point of this video is to get people to understand that small solar has its limitations, but don't denounce a small solar system, with little backup batteries. Don't denounce that, because you know what? If the shit hits the fan, that's all you got. So you gotta adjust to that. It's like a prepaid cell phone. You know what I mean? Like right now, we're on our regular phones under contract. We talk all we want. But if you ever had a prepaid phone and you're like, hey man, I can't talk much. You tell me quick, because I'm running out of minutes. See, that's what you gotta compare your solar system to. Like, imagine a prepaid phone. I don't got a lot of minutes. I don't got a lot of power, but it works. And in an emergency, a prepaid phone, that shit might be the difference between life and death. That might be the difference between you being able to call the ambulance or the police or the fire truck. You know what I mean? So, I just want to give you guys, just that little heads up about solar. if you are in Puerto Rico or anywhere elsewhere and you're feeling like, oh, the grid is back, I'll sell my solar panels. uh, Think about it twice. Think about it twice because I'm telling you, having these tools, if you bought them already, if you have them at your disposal, these are valuable items. These are items that when the storm or when the shit hits the fan again, which it will, you don't know. Life brings shit back. It brings earthquakes, it brings hurricanes, it brings a whole bunch of stuff. Shit, it might just be a personal catastrophe. Shit, you might not pay your electric bill, and the electric company comes and shuts off your electric. And then you're gonna be thinking, damn, why the hell did I sell my batteries? Why the hell did I sell my solar panels? So my advice to you guys: we live in an uncertain world. You know, um, don't get rid of your stuff. Don't get rid of things that can save you in a moment of an emergency. If you have your solar panels, if you have your little batteries, if you have something for emergency, don't get rid of. That's your lifeline right there. That's just my advice to you. I went through hell and back with Hurricane Maria, and I'll tell you one thing: I'll sell anything before I sell a battery. I'll sell anything else before I sell one of my generators. You know what I'm saying? Because the reality is, at the end of the day, those things are your lifeline. Those things are your lifeline. To be able to charge your phone, to be able to plug in a radio and listen to whether or not emergency help is coming. You know, so that's just my advice to the people of Puerto Rico who are selling their solar panels. Well, hope you found this video informative, guys. If you like my videos, if you want to see what my solar system looks like, look in my videos. Search up off grid, and you'll be able to see it. Excuse me. I've been fighting that sneeze off for the for this entire video. But yeah, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And Ruben Obed, let me get back to work here. I gotta finish a song up, but I should be uploading it in the next couple of days, so you'll be able to hear some new Trump music that I'm working on. So take care. God bless. Let's make America